Hello everybody, good morning. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very breathable and comfortable face mask. I've done quite a few face mask videos before, but that was those simple pleated face masks. But after trying different face masks, I have found the best fitting face mask, and this one here, the way it's made, it fits perfect on your face, and there's enough space between your nose, mouth for easy breathing. So let's get started. Now I made by the way, I made a different video on how to make a face mask. This is similar face mask, but the elastic was around the head. You know, there's a lot of people that work all day, let's say in the restaurant, fast foods, or even in the hospital, that they prefer to have the elastic around the head because it would give them so that the ears won't hurt. So I made that video, so if you want to watch that, just look it up on my channel. But this video right here, this is for the elastic that goes over the ears. Okay, the material, 3 different fabrics. This is a 10. You cut the first 2 fabrics 10 and a half by 7 and a half. Now that size is a large size. If you want a smaller, most adult size, they use a medium. On my website, on my Etsy shop, I make a medium adult size, which is 10 by 7. Okay, but in this case, I'm making this for my son. He prefers a little bit bigger mask, so this is a large size, 10 and a half by 7 and a half fabric size. Now you're gonna use 3, but the first 2 is you cut it by it will be the same measurement on the first 2. The third one, it would be a different measurement because that would be for the pocket, the filter pocket. Then you also need a tape measure, elastic, and scissors. After you cut the fabric, you know, you're going to fold it, and you mark 2 inches on this side and 2 inches on this other side. You want to mark that, and you want to cut it. Okay, so I have this little handy dandy little mat, and you do the same thing on the other corner, 2 inches. So perfect. So now the fabric should look like this. Now what you're gonna do, okay, so after that, you're going to fold the fabric in half again, and then you would get you know, this is a cap, like you can get any cap, or you can use a bowl. Now you put this one here, put the one end on that corner and the other end on this corner, okay? And then you just mark it, okay? It's pretty much like a half an inch, okay? It's about half an inch on the center. So now it would look like this, okay? So now what you're gonna get, you know, what we're gonna do is get your third fabric, okay? And then you're going to use one of these fabric in half, and you want to put it in the third. Okay, now this is double. Now you want to have 2 fabrics, so I folded the fabric, and I have two fabrics on there, and you want to put it over. Now you want to give an allowance here. You have to put about an inch allowance, okay? And then just follow all the way with leaving an inch allowance in there. So now you have 2 of these now, okay? But one of them will be in the top, so it will have to be the same as this one. So now you want to put this on top of one of that fabric, and then you mark you want to cut it. So now what the next one is, you're going to sew a seam on the edges on this third fabric. Okay, just fold it like so, and then run a stitch over here. Okay, so see, I sew the edges right there so that it won't fray. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to arrange the three fabric. Okay, it's very important that you arrange them, you layer them properly. Okay, so if you want your outer fabric to be black, like in this case he wants black, you want it in the middle. Okay, so the first fabric you want to put on there, if you lay down, is the interior fabric. Okay, this is the interior fabric, and then you want to put the outside fabric, which is the black one, because he wants black. And then you want to put over that is the third one, the one that has a cut in the middle, because this is for the filter. So you want to put the right side down. Okay, the one where it has the seam is up, and you want to put the top down first. Okay, and then you follow the bottom, the same thing, the right side would be down. Okay, right there. Next thing you want to do is on this side here, you measure half an inch, because that's where you're going to put the elastic. Okay, so you measure half an inch on there. One on the top, half an inch on the bottom, and you might want to clip this one too. And you do the same thing. You want to put half an inch, mark half an inch there, and half an inch there. Okay, now what we're going to do is get our elastic. Another material that you would also need if you want your elastic to be adjustable are these pony beads. I have two pony beads. They're white, and I have this little tiny round bead with a very small hole. I'll put the link on where to buy these beads and the size of it, because if you're going to use a flat elastic like this one here, if you're going to use a flat elastic, this is a 1/4 inch elastic. All you need is pony beads like this. But since I'm using this 1/8 round elastic, I use this for the ears because it would be it doesn't hurt as much as the bigger elastic. So this pony bead would be too big of a hole. So you're gonna use this small this bead with a small hole in the center. Okay. So you want to measure 16 inches and cut the elastic in half. Now get your pony bead, insert one end, and grab the other end and hold it down in the center. But you're trying to put this white pony bead in the center, okay, and then you try to make a knot. Okay, you want to make sure that they are equal in length. Okay, so right there. And then what you're going to do is get the black round bead and insert both elastic inside. But this is going to be tricky because the hole is really tiny. So what you're going to do is get a small wire like this. Well, I got this from my jewelry project. I have a jewelry, but if you don't have that, you can you can probably use a vegetable wire. You just take the paper off. You can try that one. I haven't tried that one yet, but I think it would work. I think it's the same size as this one. So you can put both together, but if it's hard to do, you can do one at a time. One elastic at a time. Put it inside here, and then pull it so it's easier to pull, and then grab the other elastic and put it inside the hole. So now you have that in there. See, this will help adjust it. So if you want to tighten it, you move it forward, and if you want to loosen it, move it back here. See, it has a really strong grip. Do it on the other elastic, the other half. Okay. Okay, so now that you have both elastic on there, you want to put it inside the first layer. Okay, so you open this up, put one in here, and you put it where you put the mark over here, 1/2 inch. Put it in there, put a clip, just clip it, and put the other one on there. And then put the other side, on the other side, do the same thing. Put one in there. Okay, so now what you're going to do is take this to your sewing machine and sew it all the way on the edges. But when you sew over the elastic, you want to go back 3 times. So just to make sure that the elastic won't come off. So when you sew it, go back and then sew it over again. So you'd sew it 3 times. So now I have finished sewing the edges on this mask. But before I continue, I want to let you know that I want you to stay tuned. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to organize your face mask. I have tips and ideas on how to, the easiest way to organize your face mask, especially if you have a big family. Most of the time when you go out, like in my case, if I go out, I wear my mask, and then I come home, I forget it, I put it in my purse. And so is my children. They do the same thing. They go out and they have their mask in their backpack, and they come home and they forget to take it out. And the following day, they use the same mask, which is dirty. And my husband's the same thing. He would, let's say, he would leave it in a car. So I have a best solution on how to organize. It takes less effort, and it makes your life easier. At the end of the video, I'll show you how to do that. Okay. And after you sew the mask, what you want to do is cut all these sharp, pointy edges, so that when you turn it over, it won't be like bulky in that side. So just cut the pointy edges, just a little bit, okay? And then you know where there is this curve, you want to cut, make a small cut around, so it won't wrinkle when you turn the mask over. So then turn it over. See where the black is? That's the one that's going to be out. And push, especially where there's a corner or there's a pointy corner, you want to push that. Okay, and the top especially, where that's pointy right there, and in the center. So it should look like this, the pointy. Now what you're going to do is iron. So the way you layered it, the outside was the black, the blue was the interior, and this one here is to cover for the filter pocket. Okay, so after you iron all of that, you want to fold the top, okay, and you want to start from where the top of the elastic is, and you fold that side and also the other side. Okay, you want to fold that and then iron it. And you would do the same thing here. You would fold where the elastic is, so it's going to look like this. Okay, so now we're going to go to the sewing machine and we're going to sew again, following the edges, close to the edges, sew it around. Okay, so now I have finished sewing the edges right there. See, what we're going to do next is we're going to mark. Okay, so we don't usually wear a nose wire. I don't, even though I wear glasses, and so my son doesn't either. But I'm just going to show this to you, how to do it, for those of you who wants to put a nose wire on the mask. Now this one here, when I put the nose wire pocket, I'm not going to close the edges. That way you can remove it. You can remove it when you're ready to wash your face mask. So what you're going to do is from the tip of this point, right here where there's a point, you measure 1.5 on the right side, and then you measure another 1.5 on the left side. And then from where you started your stitch, not from the end, the tip of the top of the fabric, but where you started your stitch, you measure down 1/2 inch, and you go all the way until the other side. So it should look like this. Okay, so now we're going to sew all the way over there, just a line. Okay, and you don't have to close up the edges. And then we also want to do, since you folded it, you iron it, it's much easier to fold. Now what you're going to do is fold this fabric. It would fold easy because you iron it, and then you want to measure 2 inches from this edge over here to the center, towards the center, and 2 inches also from the other side. Now some of the mask that makes a similar design like this, they want to sew all the way over here, but I don't really want to do that. It's not necessary, because I don't want to put so many holes in here. So the more you sew, if you sew it in here, then you're going to make a lot of holes in the fabric, which is, you know, not necessary. So what I do is just sew this part here, and you would do the same thing on the other side. So less holes, less chances of bacteria going in, right? So now you want to go to your sewing machine and sew this part, and you also want to sew this part here. Okay, and then sew this part, and then you fold this one and sew this part. Okay, so I sew the nose wire pocket right there, just as a running stitch. Now you're going to sew this part here, so you fold it like this, and you would want to sew over here. And sometimes when you sew it here, see, it would align to where this elastic is, which is good, because then you can sew over it, and it gives it more strength and support. And do the other side. So now I'll show you, I sew that part right there, see? That's the inside of it. I only sew the 2 inches, nothing in the center. Okay, so now what you want to do now, we want to fold, fold this mask over, and where the pointy part is, you want to make you want to fold it. Well, it will be so this has to be straight. It has to match this side here. Okay, you don't go this way, don't make it crooked, but it has to be straight like that. And you clip it, and you do the same thing on the other side. You would fold it and make sure it's straight, like this side here. Okay, and to the other side. Okay, so now what you're going to do now is to sew, make a straight line, sew over here. Because you're using 3 different fabric color, most often you have to change the thread a couple times. Okay, so now we're going to sew it. Oops. So now this is how it looks. So I want to show you how to insert this nose wire right there. You can insert it over here. You have room to insert that over there. See, you have that nose wire in there. And then when you're ready to wash it, you can take it off. Okay, it's just so convenient. And then this little pocket over here, this is actually 3 layers, the outside, the inside. And if you don't want to put filter pocket, that's still fine. You have 3-layer protection. But if you want to put a filter, you can put that inside there. Okay, so I'm making this for my son. I don't want to try to put it on, but I'm going to show you my mask that I made for myself. So this is the mask that I made for myself. See, it fits perfect on my nose. I don't even have the wiring on there. I don't have the nose wire, but it fits perfect on there. And it also it covers my chin. Okay, now this is a size medium. If you want a bigger size, then there's a size large. That's the one I made for my son. And here is adjustable elastic. See, I can tighten it, I can loosen it. Perfect. See, and it's very comfortable to wear. Okay, get your face mask laundry bag. This has a zipper on it. And then get a barbecue stick, put it inside like that. And you would want to get a string, see here, and put the string through. And you want to tie it. Okay, this is the wall close to our garage. And I put this 3M hook in here. And I put clean, these are all clean face masks. So I put it in a Ziploc bag. And then the laundry bag, that you put this over here, okay? And then on there, okay? The Ziploc. So that's how it looks right now. So I tell everybody in our family, before they leave, you know, they grab a clean one. And then when they come home, they bring that dirty mask and put it inside here. Okay. And it's good. And then I also on this side here, I put this little thing for the nose wire. If anybody wants to use the nose wire, they can put that on there and take it off before they put it inside there. So it's a good idea to have 2 of these, because that way, you know, when this is full of dirty mask, you don't have to untie it and remove this one here. You just have to get another bag and take it off from there. So it's a good idea to have 2 of these. So this is just very convenient. Before they leave, they get a clean one, and they come home, bring that dirty one and put it on here. If you don't want to make this yourself, we have it available at my Etsy store if you want to do that. Okay. So there you have it. It's a little bit more complicated than making those pleated flat face mask that I made before. Those are really simple, but it's just too flat. There's no room for you to breathe. So this is more comfortable. If you don't feel like making this particular face mask, I have this available for purchase in my Etsy store. I'm going to put a link on the description. Also, I have available on my Etsy store the face mask laundry bag if you want to get one of those. So stay safe and don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you and daghang salamat.